The first fully animated movie of 2022 is finally here. Let's talk about DreamWorks' The Bad Guys. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It, and welcome to my spoiler-free review for the new film, The Bad Guys. This is only in theaters, and it is from DreamWorks Animation Studios. The first fully animated movie of 2022. It's hard to believe, but, you know, I think studios were kind of shying away. They didn't know how the Omicron variant would affect movie theaters, and then Sing 2 came out, and they were like, oh, okay, families enjoy going to the movies. But everything was kind of on the slate by then, so we finally get the first one, and it is a doozy. It's getting a ton of critical love. It's at 87% on Rotten Tomatoes. So let's see what I thought of this movie. Before we get into it, though, I do want to welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. Check out all of my movie and TV reviews on the channel, and if you want to get those notifications whenever I drop new videos, just click that little bell there at the bottom as well. All right, so in this movie, we've got, this is based on a book series, by the way, which I was unfamiliar with, but apparently there's a few in the series, and it's a very, very good-selling series for children. But a criminal crew of animal outlaws are about to attempt their most challenging con yet, becoming model citizens. They're trying to go good, but is it all just a ruse? The voice work here includes Sam Rockwell, Zazie Beetz, Marc Maron, Craig Robinson, Awkwafina, Anthony Ramos. So a lot of names that perhaps you know, but not super famous ones like most of the cartoons we get these days. You know, like Marc Maron, for example. When I first saw the preview for this, I thought it was Danny DeVito, because he's got that similar sort of gravelly voice. And I listen to Marc Maron's podcast too, so I'm surprised I didn't pick up on the fact that it was him. But I think that actually is one other thing that helps this movie. There's a lot of things that this movie has going for it. So, but now that we're on the actors, let's talk about the voice cast. Fantastic. Sam Rockwell does such a great job. And again, you know, he's somebody that I've seen in probably 15 to 20 different movies. And yet it's not a voice that necessarily stuck out to me immediately as, oh, that's Sam Rockwell. And I think that kind of stuff works in this movie's favor. You know, the voice work is not distracting because you're so caught up with, oh yeah, who's doing that voice, and oh, that's Owen Wilson again, or oh, that's, you know, this person. The voice work though is great. Everybody really, except maybe Craig Robinson, which, you know, whatever. I give Craig Robinson some crap sometimes for doing a lot of things the same, and here he is very much Craig Robinson. Awkwafina maybe a little bit too, but, you know, Zazie Beetz, Marc Maron, Sam Rockwell are great, and Anthony Ramos too. You know, they're all part of the Bad Guys crew here. Zazie Beetz, actually, she's the only one sort of that's not. She is the mayor of the town. But the animation here is really cool. It's got definitely like a kind of a Zootopia type vibe, especially in the look of some of the characters and the design. But one thing that stuck out to me as a classic cartoon enthusiast, let's say, is the way that certain things were made to look very retro, 1940s, 1950s, classic sort of, and I wore this shirt inadvertently, but, you know, sort of Looney Tunes, and that kind of thing. Like things where there's an explosion, the smoke coming up looks like the old Wile E. Coyote cartoons. And even just the wolf's eyes. Sam Rockwell plays the wolf, and his yellow eyes are unlike really anything else on the screen. It's very eye-popping and eye-catching. And it is a throwback to classic era. And I looked it up. I sort of figured it was all 3D, you know, CGI to, you know, made to look hand-drawn. And yes, it is. There's no actual hand-drawn stuff here, of course. But I think it really makes this film look way different from a lot of other things out there. And so let's talk about the script. There are definitely a few plot holes here. I won't deny that. That's probably the weakest element of this movie is that there are a few things that even in the world that we're in this movie don't quite make a lot of sense. But in any event, this is one of these movies where they are taking sort of a chance with the humor in the movie. And I say that because other than, some of your top tier Pixar movies and even maybe some of the Disney movies, a lot of these DreamWorks movies, the Universal movies, the Minions type movies are all about how many jokes can we squeeze in, how many gags can we squeeze into a minute of time. They're going off of 3, 4, 5 gags a minute. Here, we don't have that. And don't get me wrong, it's funny, but it's funny at a more healthy pace. We don't have the jokes flying so fast at us. It's more of, okay, let's actually do some character development. Let's actually set some scenes. And there's some interesting twists in this movie that I did not see coming. In fact, halfway through the movie, I sort of leaned over to my nephew and we sort of were like, okay, well, do you think it's going to be this? And he was right, I was wrong. Although I think maybe he had read the book, so maybe that has something to do with it. But in any event, the script is so well done that we're not just looking for what's the next gag going to be. And there are a lot of them here, but it really is a character-based story. And it's got great action. Obviously, kids in the 4, 5, 6, 7-year-old set are probably too young for Ocean's 11 and, those classic heist movies. But there's a lot of really fun action here, including car chases. They're probably too young for Fast and Furious type movies as well. I think that will work really well. And then the adults can sort of get a lot out of it too, because it's like, oh, this is sort of a throwback to some of our favorite action movies. Really, this movie is a home run for me. It is among the best of the year. In fact, it is my favorite so far of 2022. I teetered between an A and an A- here, but I have to say there's just a few too many plot holes in this movie that I can't quite give it that full A. But this is definitely, I've only given one other A- this year. This is the best of the year for me so far. The Bad Guys gets an A-. There's going to be a lot of cartoons coming out in the coming months because we're getting into summer. So we're going to have Lightyear. We're going to have Minions, The Rise of Gru. We're going to have the Chip and Dale movie on Disney+. So I'll be reviewing all of them. Don't worry about that. But for my money, go see Bad Guys. Very, very, very good. All right, that will do it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see everybody next time.